The cost of hesitation. Why waiting is your most expensive financial habit. Most people believe the biggest financial risks come from making the wrong decision, buying the wrong asset, entering the market at the wrong time, trusting the wrong advice. But for most Australians, that isn't what destroys long-term wealth. The most expensive habit is hesitation. Not because people are careless, but because they're trying to be careful. Hesitation feels safe. That's the problem. Waiting feels responsible. Waiting sounds mature. Waiting sounds rational. Waiting sounds like you're avoiding mistakes. People say things like, "I'll wait until the market settles. I'll wait until I understand it better. I'll wait until the timing is right." And on the surface, that sounds sensible. But the cost of waiting is rarely measured. And because it's invisible, it's ignored. Hesitation doesn't show up as a loss on your bank statement. It shows up as missed compounding. Opportunity cost is a silent tax. There's a tax most Australians pay that never appears on a notice of assessment. It's called opportunity cost. Opportunity cost isn't about losing money. It's about not letting money work. Every year, capital sits idle. It isn't neutral. It's falling behind inflation. It's missing growth. It's losing time. And time is the only input compounding actually needs. You don't need perfect decisions for compounding to work. You just need decisions. Why people hesitate? Hesitation isn't laziness, it's psychology. People hesitate because they overestimate the cost of being wrong, they underestimate the cost of doing nothing, they confuse certainty with safety. Certainty feels comfortable, but certainty is rare in real financial life. Markets don't wait for confidence. Opportunities don't arrive with guarantees, and perfect conditions almost never show up. By the time things feel safe, the price has usually already adjusted. The myth of perfect timing. One of the most damaging beliefs in personal finance is that timing must be perfect. That belief paralyzes people. They wait for interest rates to peak, property prices to fall, shares to stabilize, clearer signals. But markets are forward-looking. They move before clarity arrives. Hesitation creates a pattern where people consistently enter late, not because they're slow, but because they're cautious. And caution, when repeated, compounds just as powerfully as growth, but in the wrong direction. Speed is not recklessness. There's a misconception that speed equals risk. It doesn't. Speed is about feedback. People who act earlier, learn faster, adjust sooner, build experience earlier. People who hesitate don't avoid mistakes. They delay learning. The wealthy aren't reckless. They're decisive with incomplete information. They understand that most financial decisions are not irreversible, but waiting often is. The compounding cost of delay. Here's the uncomfortable truth. Two people can make the same decision. One makes it today. One makes it 5 years later. The difference isn't intelligence, it's time. And time is not linear in finance. It's exponential. That delay quietly compounds into lower asset bases, smaller income streams, fewer options later in life. By the time hesitation feels safe, the cost has already been paid. Why this hits the middle class hardest? High-income earners can sometimes absorb hesitation, the middle class cannot. Middle-class wealth is built slowly, through accumulation and compounding. That process is extremely sensitive to time. When decisions are delayed, super balances lag, investment cycles are missed, financial momentum stalls. Nothing collapses, nothing breaks. Progress just quietly fails to appear. Hesitation feels like control. It isn't. Many people hesitate because it feels like control, but control doesn't come from waiting. It comes from engagement. Understanding grows through participation, not observation. The most expensive financial behavior isn't making a bad move. It's staying on the sidelines long enough that the game moves on without you. The reframe. The question is not, what if I'm wrong? The better question is, what does waiting cost me if I'm right too late? Most wealth is not created through brilliance. It's created through reasonable decisions made early enough to matter. Hesitation doesn't protect you from risk. It converts risk into certainty, a certainty of slower progress. Waiting feels safe. But safety without movement is stagnation. The people who build wealth are not the ones who always get it right. They're the ones who understand that doing nothing is rarely neutral. Hesitation is not free. It's one of the most expensive habits you can have. Follow Aussie Money Rules for real money thinking.